were gathered here. My staff wrote a report for me, wrote an address for me, but I feel it's not necessary. Taking us through, because all through I was doing voter education with my management in the radio, in the television, in the churches. We were telling the people of Anambra what they should hear. And I want to use this singular opportunity to appreciate the people of Anambra. We told them to come out and vote. And those who heard us came out and vote. And I told them when they vote, we will count it, we will not add one, we will not subtract, we will announce it. And that's exactly what we did. Today, we are here to issue certificate to the man who got the majority of the votes casted in Anambra State. On behalf of INEC, Anambra State, and our parent company, INEC Nigeria at large, I welcome everybody here seated. All the beautiful people of Anambra State and the rest of the people from all over the nation who came here today to stand by us, to see us issue the certificate of return. You are welcome to the light of the nation. Actually, our hall is small because of the business we do here is small. But it is our nature to do our things in our place so that there will be no misinterpretation. So bear with us. You are welcome. Test Ofo Nubu before you go. For that is what we are known for. Ofo Nubu na Azopo. God bless you as you relax, and we go on in Jesus' name.
Correct for that insightful welcome address. Now, I'll go to the legal compliance. In my capacity as the head of legal INEC Anambra State, I stand here today to affirm that in accordance with Section 179(2) of the 1999 Constitution and in compliance with the legal timelines provided in Section 72 of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended, which states that a sealed certificate of return at an election in a prescribed form shall be issued within 14 days to every candidate who has been returned by the returning officer in an election under this act. May I now respectfully invite the Honorable National Commissioner, Dr. Ken Ukagu, to present his keynote address. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ola. I'm going to present the speech, and I'm doing so as the Supervising National Commissioner in charge of Anambra State and a representative of the Commission. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, CFR, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Anambra State, members of ISAS, distinguished stakeholders of Anambra State, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the presentation of certificates of return to the re-elected governor and deputy governor of Anambra State, following the successful conclusion of the governorship election held on Saturday, 8 November 2025. Section 72(1) of the Electoral Act 2022 mandates the Independent National Electoral Commission to issue a certificate of return within 14 days to every candidate who has been duly returned by the returning officer under the Act. In compliance with this statutory provision, I have the honor and privilege in my capacity as the Supervising National Electoral Commissioner of Anambra State to present the certificates of return to the governor and deputy governor-elect who emerged victorious in the just concluded governorship election. Today marks the formal completion of the electoral process that began several months ago with the release of the timetable and schedule of activities by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The journey culminating in today's ceremony has been one of commitment, transparency, and collective determination, not only by the Commission, but also by the people of Anambra State, and indeed all stakeholders in Nigeria's democratic process. The 2025 Anambra governorship election stands as a testament to the steady progress our nation continues to make in strengthening the integrity of the electoral process. From the deployment of beavers to the enhanced INEC result viewing portal, IREV, the Commission once again demonstrated its unwavering resolve to deepen electoral transparency and inclusivity through the innovative use of technology. Across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State, the election was conducted peacefully in the overwhelming majority of polling units. Reports from field officers, accredited observers, and media correspondents confirmed that voter turnout, though modest, reflected growing confidence in the electoral process. Importantly, the Commission's field logistics, security coordination, and polling unit result upload functioned effectively, underscoring our continuous improvement in election management and operational efficiency. I wish to particularly commend the security agencies under the coordination of ISES for their professionalism, vigilance, and cooperation with INEC field officers. Similarly, the efforts of members of the National Youth Service Corps who serve as ad hoc staff, as well as the dedication of our permanent staff and other categories of election personnel, deserve special appreciation for their resilience and commitment to duty. Our gratitude also extends to the political parties, their candidates and agents who demonstrated maturity throughout the campaign, polling, and collection processes. Democracy thrives when political competition is guided by civility and respect for the rule of law. And the people of Anambra have once again demonstrated that elections can be keenly contested, yet peacefully conducted. We acknowledge the invaluable roles played by civil society organizations, observer groups, and the media for their constructive engagement and continuous advocacy for credible elections. Your partnership with the Commission has enriched our work and strengthened public confidence in the electoral system. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the election is over. Governance must now begin anew. By the powers conferred on the Independent National Electoral Commission under Section 72(1) of the Electoral Act 2022, and having satisfied the requirements of the law, the Commission hereby presents the certificate of return to the re-elected governor of Anambra State. Your Excellency, this certificate is not merely a document of victory. It is a symbol of renewed trust, confidence, and responsibility. Through their vote, the people of Anambra State have reaffirmed their faith in your leadership and vision. The renewed mandate carries with it a sacred obligation to serve all citizens of Anambra State, irrespective of political affiliation, religion, ethnicity, or social standing. I urge Your Excellency to approach this second tenure with an even greater sense of humility, accountability, and inclusiveness. As we often remind all elected officials, elections may produce winners, but governance belongs to the people. For the Commission, the conclusion of one election marks the beginning of preparation for another. INEC remains resolute in its commitment to consolidating electoral reforms through continuous voter education, technology upgrades, and sustained stakeholder engagement. The lessons derived from the 2025 Anambra governorship election will inform our strategies for future elections, particularly as we prepare for the upcoming Federal Capital Territory Area Council election and off-cycle governorship elections in Ekiti and Osun State. Our ultimate objective remains to deliver elections that truly reflect the will of the people, with transparency, inclusiveness, and credibility as our guiding principles. Your Excellency, as you receive the certificate of return today, I urge you to see it not merely as a partisan triumph, but as an invitation to unity and service. The people of Anambra State, renowned for their enterprise, intellect, and cultural pride, look up to your administration to sustain peace, deepen infrastructural development, promote economic growth, and entrench inclusive governance. Let the spirit of democracy that guided this election continue to inspire dialogue, collaboration, and selfless service. The Commission also appeals to all candidates, political parties, and supporters to join hands with the Governor-elect and Deputy Governor-elect in building a stronger, more united, and more prosperous Anambra State. In conclusion, I wish to once again commend the good people of Anambra State for their resilience, patience, and steadfast commitment to democracy. To our staff, ad hoc personnel, security agencies, civil society partners, and all stakeholders, your hard work and collaboration have once again advanced the credibility and integrity of Nigeria's electoral process. On behalf of the entire Independent National Electoral Commission, I extend hearty congratulations to the re-elected governor of Anambra State, His Excellency, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, CFR, and the Deputy Governor-elect, Dr. Onyeka Ibezim, on this victory. We wish you both a peaceful, productive, and successful tenure as you continue to serve the great people of Anambra State with vision and dedication. May God bless Anambra State. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, National Commissioner, for that powerful message and the Commission's renewed commitment to transparent electoral conduct. Your Excellencies, the Governor-elect of Anambra State, and your amiable wife, Her Excellency, and the Governor-elect, the Deputy Governor-elect, Dr. Chukwuma Ibezim, and your amiable wife. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the highlight of this occasion, and that is the presentation of the certificate of return. And I respectfully invite the Honorable National Commissioner, assisted by the Honorable Rec, to come forward for the presentation.
National Electoral. This certificate of Anambra State in Anambra. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Your Excellency. Your mandate has now been legally ratified by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Governor-elect, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Yes, may we capture this moment of history? I now invite Your Excellency, the Governor-elect, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, to make a speech, if any. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Okay. Oh, are you there? Yeah, the First Lady of Anambra State, Onyeka Soludo, the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, and Dr. Onyeka Ibezim and his amiable wife. The National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commissioner, the REC, the officers of INEC, our National Chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, you can say the members of the National Assembly, two of them here, three of them, members of the House of Reps who have come, members of Executive Council who are here, members of the respective campaign committees, heads of the respective campaign committees who are able to make it here. You know, this space is a very privileged space. Only very few can enter here. So let me rest on the protocol already established. Let me, on behalf of myself, my wife, family, the Deputy Governor and his family, especially express our profound gratitude. First, to the Almighty God. This is a day that He has made. I said, we're saying it throughout the campaign, that this is a divine project and a people's movement. And we thank God Almighty for a day like this today. 4 years ago we were here, and history is being repeated, and repeated in a very profound way today. 4 years ago we were here, received the certificates of, both of us received certificates of return, but I think the National Commissioner then was not available. So we had it from the REC. And today, a very significant thing has happened. As I got the certificate, as I saw that, I looked very closely. I saw that the new national chairman, the new chairman of INEC, this is his first election on assumption of office. And so this team happened to be the first certificate of return issued by the new INEC chairman on assumption of office. Isn't it history? So this is the first one. We've seen the National Commissioner issuing the certificate issued by the first certificate of return issued by an INEC chairman in Anambra State here. History is made, and that's quite very fortuitous. And for an election that has been also not just victory, but a historic one. History made with this election. Unprecedented in the history of Anambra in terms of the voter turnout. Whenever votes have been counted, in any governorship election that votes have been counted, not anyone that they wrote, somebody wrote the result and announced, but that votes counted. This is one that you have, even the margin of victory, the total votes that were gathered, happened to exceed what used to be the total number of votes cast in previous elections. And but I say history has been made. History is also made because this is the third time since 1999 that Anambra State is re-electing a sitting governor. This is the third time. The first time was in 2010 when Mr. Peter Obi was re-elected governor of Anambra State. But I will state the significance of this in the historic context, why I say history has been made. And I'll come to INEC in a moment. That year, the election was considered, even by the person declared winner, to be a sham. On live television, he repudiated the election while it was going, refused to vote in protest, and described it as a sham. But later, he was declared the winner with 97,000 votes, and even a court process that even challenged whether he met 25% in 2/3 of the local governments. We moved from there to 2017. Chief Willie Obiano was re-elected governor. Then with 246,000 votes and won a landslide. That 246,000 was a landslide with 56% of the votes. I'm trying to put a historic context to why this is very special and why INEC is very special. Now, this time, 2025, another re-election. This time, I don't know what to say. I need to say it. The election, unprecedented turnout, almost 600,000 people came out, nearly that, for the first time breaking history. And with 422,664 votes, 73% of the total valid votes cast. That's A grade, isn't it? Now, winning 98% of all the wards and 99-point-something% of the polling units. There are several local governments where we didn't lose one single polling unit. History has been made. And I want at this particular moment to especially appreciate once again fans, and the votes must count. People's will must prevail. Then I come to the Independent National Electoral Commission. It is your day. We celebrate you. You've given us confidence once again. I have never doubted that our electoral system, and I have said this everywhere, and I have no apologies repeating it a dozen times over, that our electoral process has been getting better and better and better, and that every election cycle we seem to have done better than the previous one. When we had the by-election in August this year, we just said our stance was let the votes count. Just cast the votes, count the votes, and announce the result. INEC did precisely that. And for the first time, APGA won a Senate election 75%, because the votes were allowed to count. Now, there was another one, a House of Assembly election in Onitsha, and that was a seat previously occupied by Labour Party. Again, the people had to vote. And what happened? We took up literally 8/8. We won all the 8 wards in contention. Governorship. Now again, Our stance all through, and we said it publicly everywhere, we stood for free, fair, transparent, credible election. One man, one vote, and let the votes be counted and no more. INEC answered, stood out, prepared, executed to precision, and the results showed. I want to appreciate, put on record and appreciate the new chairman of INEC, the new leadership in INEC, because I understand, I said it then, that this was going to be his very first outing and you don't have a second chance to create a first impression. And we're quite delighted here in Anambra that his very first outing happened to happen in Anambra, and that outing was very loud, very clear, very credible, and I think the whole world celebrated this result and the outcome and celebrated INEC. We still celebrate you. We celebrate you, the national chairman, Professor Joel Shojo Amopitan, SAN, the national commissioners, the recs, the directors that came, the officers and workers of INEC, both in Abuja. And I must also particularly commend the INEC team here in Awka. The INEC team here in Awka. In the run up to the election, there were all manner of, hi, oh, that, the other people. In the end, it was all a ruse. Somebody came to see me on a Friday evening and were cracking jokes and laughing. And he said, you're not behaving like somebody who's having an election. I said, except somebody will sit in Abuja and write the result and announce it there. But if it is here, you're going to go, people will go and cast their votes. If 10 cast their votes, we will have at least 7 of them. That's what I said to them. And the team, the people, I mean, from some security agencies, you know, and they were surprised. They came from outside of the state. They were surprised that I said I was confidently chatting and laughing with people who said they should be, now we should be under attention. I want to commend you. I want to commend you. There is hope for this country. I've always seen Nigeria as a glass half full, not half empty. And with what has happened in Anambra, if this becomes a foretaste, and particularly in INEC, let me single out the tech group. The technology worked, and worked superlatively. That by almost 9 p.m., everybody had the results on their phones. Yes. What did you do? People had their phones. So that day, while we were in the situation room, I will tell you a story. I was calling my commissioner for budget and talking about the draft budget for 2026, that I needed to see it the next day, Sunday. And he was telling me, please, how would we do that on Monday? I said, somebody who was supposed to be under tension and what? I said, no, the results were already here in our phones. What else? Just collect them and announce the result. And that's what INEC did. And we deeply appreciate you. And then the security agencies, they came through. All our security agencies stood firm that the will of the people must not be perverted in the field. Those who said they had written results, they were going to swap along the way, and so on and so forth. Well, we told them you can write them. But then, we're waiting at the collation. We will see you. Come and close all our eyes. Everybody would be blind, and you'll swap it and announce it, and so on and so forth. In any case, I understand INEC has 7 days to review any result. And so I'm using this opportunity to call on Nigerians. I think INEC deserves better credit than it has been given so far. From what we have experienced here in Anambra, INEC deserves better credit that has been given. It's not when there's glitch here, there's somebody, and so on, and then we throw away the baby and the bathwater. We can all collectively support INEC we pledged our support, and for us, we stood out in support as stakeholders in the process. So I want to use this opportunity finally to Ndi Anambra once again to thank you. Thank you for the trust. Thank you for the confidence. Sometimes we can get very emotional about it. I saw a woman, an aged woman in her 80s, telling me painfully that she could not vote. She said she was there before 8 a.m., that the machine couldn't capture her, and that she even went home and rubbed powder and came back and still the thing couldn't capture her. And she was asking me to go and try to do something, that she must vote. My wife asked her, I hope all this while that you've been sitting since before 8, because that was to 2 p.m. And she had not said, have you eaten? She said that she had no appetite to eat until she votes. That tells me that's the passion, that's what the burden we will carry each day. And I want to say to thousands of people like her who trudged out, stayed under the sun, just to cast that vote. Because not knowing you, not knowing who you are, but they believe because they are deriving some benefit, because the government works for them. We want to pledge to you, all of you, that we will continue to work 24/7, not to let you down. Anambra is on the rise and will continue to be on the rise. And the next 4 years, I've been saying so, the next 4 years, we're turning to gear 4. And as I said to them, you haven't seen anything yet. To my fellow candidates, contestants, the election is over. Certificate of return issued. Yes, election is over, certificate of return issued and collected. As God wills. And we must now come together. I've spoken to quite a number of them, and that the spirit of brotherhood that pervades the spirit of Anambra will prevail. We fight elections like hell, but after that, we embrace each other. In 2010, I ran. Even the election that the person declared winner said was a sham and refused to vote in protest, securing 30.8%. The person was really elected with 30.8%, approximately 31% of the votes. 2 hours after the result was announced, I called a press conference, congratulated him and walked away. I never challenged it. And that's the spirit of Anambra. And I call on the others, the other candidates, if it is about service to the people, it should not be a life and death affair. There will be another day. That will be tomorrow. It went that way then 2010. Am I not the governor today? God's time is the best. Let's then embrace each other for the sake of Anambra. Anambra will continue to rise. Thank you very much once again to all of you and to our fantastic team. We are going to the ICC, isn't it? There we'll have a chance to appreciate you more. Thank you very much and God bless you. God bless Anambra. Bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And please.